So from the topic of motion on this particular session of JEE Mains, there was one particular problem. Let me explain the problem. So the problem states that there are two trains which are moving in the opposite directions. Let me call this as train A, which is moving, let's say, to the right with a velocity of 36 km per hour. And there is another train B, which is moving to the left, opposite direction, with a velocity of 72 km per hour. Now, in these motion problems, I always prefer writing these velocities in terms of unit vectors. So if I take the rightward direction as the x-axis, the unit vector in this direction is I cap. I can write velocity of A is equal to 36 I cap. For the moment, I am not writing the unit, but please remember that this is 36 kilometer per hour. So it is kilometer per hour, okay? Now, how can I write velocity of B? Velocity of B is equal to minus 72 I cap. Why? Because it is in the opposite direction. So minus 72 I. The interesting thing comes next. There is a man inside train A who is moving opposite to the motion of train A, and the velocity is given as 1.8 kilometer per hour. The trick in this problem is to understand that this velocity of the man, let me denote the man as m, this velocity of the man is with respect to the train. So I can write the velocity of the man with respect to A, that is equal to minus 1.8 I cap. This is the most critical step. Once you understand this, after that the problem becomes easy. See, from relative motion concepts, I can write this as velocity of man minus velocity of A. Okay, this velocity of man is of course the absolute velocity of the man, which in fact we are trying to find out first. So I can write minus 1.8 I cap is equal to velocity of man minus 36 I cap. 36 I cap is the velocity of A. So velocity of man, if you do the mathematics, simple mathematics, bring the 36 I cap to the left or to the right, whichever way you call it, and you get 34.2 I cap. So this is the velocity of the man. This is the absolute velocity. Now you have been asked to find out what is the velocity of the man with respect to train B. Basically, you have been asked to find out velocity of man with respect to B. This thing, this would be equal to velocity of man minus velocity of B, which is 34.2 I cap minus of 72 I cap, and you get 106.2 I cap. So this is the velocity of the man with respect to the second train. But remember, if you look into the options were given in meter per second. You have to find this out in terms of meter per second, but this is kilometer per hour. So you have to convert 106.2 kilometer per hour into meter per second. How do you do that? By this, right? Find this out, you would get 29.5 meter per second. Simple, but I would say this is the moderate level problem because of two things. First of all, understanding this trick, that is the velocity of the man is with respect to the first train, and hence you have to find out the absolute velocity of the man. And second thing, because of the calculations. Okay, thank you.